Hello and welcome back to the channel with my recent story about AH and her seeming endorsement from Women's March. Through this tweet here, I thought it would be a good time to cover an aspect of the story that we touched on briefly in that video, and that was about AH's ex, Tasha Van Ree. Without further ado, let's get into this story. And let's not forget this little gem here that came out in the trial, and that is about about what she did, which was observed firsthand. Her DV altercation with her ex-partner, Tasha Van Ree. To give it even more credence, the person who witnessed it was a law enforcement officer. AH's alleged fight with a former partner more than a decade ago was detailed in court by a witness on Wednesday as her defamation trial with husband JD drew to its conclusion. As proceedings at Fairfax County Circuit Courthouse on Wednesday, police officer Beverly Leonard testified via live video link that she didn't allegedly witness, she witnessed, heard, get into an altercation with her then partner Tasha Van Ree at a Washington airport. So that's not alleged, that actually happened. It was witnessed by something. It was witnessed firsthand by this officer and many other people who were there, who can speak to it. According to Leonard, the alleged, again, not alleged incident, this is an actual incident. According to Leonard, the actual incident took place in 2009 at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport where she worked at the time. Speaking with Depp's attorney, Emil Vasquez, Leonard said, "I was in the baggage claim area and I observed her with a traveling companion." Now, she didn't allegedly observe her, she observed her. That's why I think this use of the word alleged in this case is stupid, because these are the actions that this person actually witnessed. They got into an altercation where Miss Heard grabbed her traveling companion and pulled something from her neck. At that point, I got up and I went over to try and break up what appeared to be a fight. Now, I do like the way she phrased that, because she said, from where I was, this appeared to be a fight, so now I was going over to intercede, but also just to make sure that it's not actually a fight. Maybe she's misunderstanding the situation. She's going and saying, I'm going over to what I thought was a fight. So she hadn't made her mind up at that point yet. She summoned a colleague to help her, meaning she has another witness that can corroborate what happened here. So it's not alleged, it's an incident that took place. And I stepped in between them and separated them, stopping any further injuries or escalation, meaning that this had already resulted in injuries and she didn't want it to get even worse. When asked about Heard and Van Ree's interaction with one another at the time, Leonard said, Miss Heard was aggressive toward her traveling companion. She had reached up and grabbed her arm and pulled a necklace off of her neck by force, ripped it off of her neck. And then I observed her having the necklace, in her hand. She seemed to be not very steady on her feet. Her eyes were blurry and watery, and I could smell alcohol. Of course, because her problems with alcohol are well documented, even though she claims that the problems with alcohol are all JD's issues, when actually it seems like she has the same issue. Now, of Van Ree, Leonard went on, quote, she raised her hands in what appeared to be a defensive manner. But other than that, she was pretty stoic and didn't really respond to much. Her stature was 2 or 3 inches taller than Miss Heard, so she didn't really need to have to defend herself. But this just goes to show you, here's a person who's actually bigger than AH and is being cowed and submissive to AH. Because this is the manipulation, this is the power that she has over other people around her. And she did this. This was not an alleged altercation. This actually happened. There are multiple witnesses, multiple law enforcement officers, amongst other people who witnessed this happen. Quote, she was somewhat dismissive, speaking of Van Ree. She just said, we're just having an argument. Proof that this was an actual argument. This was an altercation. we're fine, she said, because I was asking if they were okay. Are you okay? Is there anything wrong? What's going on? Leonard also alleged, I don't like this alleged, they keep with this alleged. Leonard also affirmed that she observed injuries on Van Rhee at the time. This is what she stated. So this is a statement. Again, there's documentation that this happened. She had an abrasion on the side of her neck where the necklace was. Again, witnessed by multiple people observing the same thing. That's documented proof that this thing happened. So multiple people saw what happened. Multiple people saw that this person had abrasions on her neck like a rope burn from the chain as it was forcefully yanked from her neck. Now, last week, Heard accused Depp's team of planting the allegation in the media that she had been physically abusive toward Van Rhee. They didn't need to. You did this yourself. Quote, you committed DV against Miss Van Rhee during your relationship, didn't you? Vasquez questioned. You assaulted her at the Seattle airport in 2009, didn't you? And people saw that. Heard's response was, that's not true. I mean, how much of a liar can you be to have people witness what you did, but you still lie about it? Point blank, blatant lies about the fact that you are actually the person responsible for DV, responsible for doing bad things to your partners, and it was covered up in the press at the time. Isn't that true? Yeah, I never heard about that at the time. Did you? It was planted in the press by Johnny's team 2 days after I got the TRO. Heard testified.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Mr. Depp is not the only domestic partner you have done bad things to, is he? Miss Heard Vasquez questioned. And of course, Heard denied it. In Heard's 2016 deposition, which went viral during the trial, she said, quote, in fact, it was so ridiculous, those charges, it was a verbal argument. That is, she's admitting then that she was in a verbal altercation with her partner. It was misinterpreted and misrepresented. There was no physical violence. And yet, there was, because you physically yanked a necklace from her neck. It was witnessed, and not only that, but the abrasions left on her neck were witnessed by multiple law enforcement officers. And yet you assert that you weren't physical. You were physical with her. That was very bad things that you did to your partner at the time in a physical manner, and it was witnessed by law enforcement. So here we have it. Once again, we have the lies of AH and the truth that the true victim in this story is not her. It's everyone around her. It's her ex-partner. It's her ex-husband. These are the people that have had to deal with her lies and her bullshit and physical altercations with her. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I know in my opinion, it's pretty clear that at least this incident did happen, that she did get physical with her ex-partner, and that's not okay. It doesn't matter that she was, same sex. This has nothing to do with any kind of phobia or anything like that. Why would you use that cloak of defense in this case? Because she uses that cloak of defense in this article, that this is just phobes. This is phobes calling this out. When a law enforcement officer witnessed your physicality, the physical damage that it left behind on your partner when you performed these actions, and that not only that, but you appeared to be intoxicated at the time. I think this is pretty clear in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, if you want to continue to smash the narrative, then please press the like, share, and subscribe button to get information like this about this reprehensible individual out there. We are currently pushing for 1,000 subscribers, closing in on 600. So if you appreciate the content, then please do subscribe, because every subscription helps. I thank you for your support, and that is all I have for now, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.